Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Little low-key it's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday evening, 7:42 p.m. here in Florida. Live stream. And I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for about, probably for about an hour. Not too long. Maybe a little shorter than an hour. We'll see. I'm sleepy. Didn't get much sleep last night. Valentine's Day night. We polished off bunch of red wine, stayed up late. I stayed up even later because I was like, I'm gonna watch a little Star Trek. So it was like midnight and I started a Star Trek episode, which was stupid because my daughter woke up early. And that's how it goes. What's going on, everybody? Welcome. What's on your mind? I didn't change the name of this stream from last stream. It still has the same title, but it does have a super weird AI generated thumbnail that I typed in. I said, I just typed Baby Yoda on the toilet, digital art, and then it created it. And yeah, stupid fun, but yeah. What's going on? Sammy, JJ, Danny Boy, Jedi Master Troy, John, Stuart, Brandon, Josh, Mr. Saint J. Good to see everybody. Welcome. I've never seen a Fast and the Furious film, but I think I need to change that. I have only ever seen the very first Fast and Furious movie. That's the only one I've ever seen. I remember seeing it in the movie theater when it first came out. Me and a girl went to go see it. We were trying to figure out what movie to go see, and at the time, I think it was Finding Nemo. Finding Nemo was out and Fast and the Furious at the same time. And I wish we would have gone and seen Finding Nemo. Because Fast and the Furious just isn't my thing. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, that's one franchise I have zero desire to watch. I don't know why. Maybe if I was more into cars, but it's kind of gone past that, right? Now, like, they're just big action movies, right? Yeah, I remember when that movie came out. What year would have that been? Like 2002? 2001. Okay. 2001. Would have just gotten my driver's license. Going to the movie theater. How was everybody's Valentine's Day? Ours was very laid back. Yeah, it didn't do too much. It was nice. My daughter ate dinner before us. We put her to bed, and then we stayed up and made New York strips because my daughter doesn't like steak. So we whenever we have like a steak night, a little date night with steak, we always wait until she's in bed so we can, get some garlic butter, make some garlic mushrooms, good stuff. Delicious. Delicious. Junk food movies. There you go. Barbecued, drank some whiskey and beer. There, what's up, Brandon? Yep, we had 2 bottles of red last night, and it was nice. I'm a big fan of red wine. Trying to think we watched Top Gun Maverick the other night, just because I saw it in the movie theater with my buddy, and my wife had never seen it, so I was like, you know what, let's watch it, and it's a fun movie. So that's the last movie that I've seen. Not too sure. I want to watch All Quiet on the Western Front, but my wife really has no desire. It's going to be a downer. It's going to be a depressing one. And I don't, she doesn't want to watch that. So I'm going to watch that on my own at some point, whenever I find 2.5 hours to myself to watch it. It might be kind of difficult to do. Might never get around to it, but yeah, anyway. Jedi Master Troy says, just drank beer and played Hogwarts Legacy. Nice, man. Yeah, you know what? I didn't realize that that game wasn't available on the Xbox. Oh, wait, is it available on the Xbox? Somebody told me it wasn't coming out on the Xbox, but it looks like it is. Or it has come out on the Xbox. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, man, I'm excited to play that game. I always said that I was a little late. I was very late to the whole Harry Potter thing. If I was a little younger, I think Harry Potter would have been my Star Wars. You know, if I was a little younger growing up when those movies came out, I think I would have been a huge fan. But I love those movies. I think they're so fun and adventurous, and I'm super excited to show my daughter Star Wars. But I'm equally excited to show her Harry Potter, because they're just really fun, adventurous movies, you know. But yeah, eventually I'll get around to the game. I have no idea when. Probably when it's on sale in 5 years for $10. But yeah, anyway. John Laskinus and Vince, thank you guys both so much for the super chats and channel supports. I appreciate that. John says, I hope that Mando faces off against Bo-Katan for control of Mandalore. I think that would be fun. I hope the family and firefighting are doing well. I appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know what the what's the word I'm looking for? The loyalty is going to be like, you know, with Mando and all the parties involved. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of infighting. I mean, perhaps another, I don't know, yet another big civil war in the Mandoverse, right? I don't really know. I don't think see, the thing, John, you said, I hope Mando faces off against Bo-Katan for control of Mandalore. I don't know if Mando really wants that. I don't know if Din wants that. You know, he seems like the reluctant leader. I mean, maybe he will kind of be forced in that position, but he doesn't seem like the kind of guy who wants that power. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy who, you know, willingly and strives to kind of be this leader of a people, you know. And that's the perfect type of leader, right? The perfect leader is the reluctant leader. The leader who has all the great leadership qualities. Somebody who everyone wants to follow, but the difference is they don't want to be a leader. Does that make sense? Like, you don't want somebody who jumps for joy and me, I want to lead, I want to be the leader, I'm a great leader. You don't want that person. You want the person who has all the qualities, but is the reluctant leader, right? So, you know, maybe in some way he will be forced into accepting that role, I suppose. But yeah, in my head, I just can't see him wanting that, you know. Yeah. I'm actually working on a Mandalorian video. I already pretty much have it done. I have a video about, you know, them being reunited in the Book of Boba Fett, and how I think that's kind of dumb. Having it in a different show. I'll talk about it in the video. I tweeted about it yesterday, and apparently like everybody was responding to it. Didn't expect that. It's funny. And then the other video is me talking about how Mandalorians as a whole, like the culture, have always been kind of boring to me. Very generic, like sci-fi warrior barbarians, right? But yeah, everything's going well, John. The job is super fun. I've never looked forward to going into work as much as I do with this job, you know. Every day's different. It's exciting. But yeah. Anyway, cheers, man. I appreciate that. And Vince says, I just hope to hear more great music from the show. But forget Star Wars. What's the best meal you ever had? Can't stick around, but cheers. Oh man, the best meal I've ever had. The best meal I've ever had. Now, I have a couple meals that are like my death row meal. There's a sandwich from a barbecue place around here called Mojo's, and the sandwich is a barbecue Reuben. It has brisket. It has like a coleslaw Thousand Island dressing on it. It is so incredible. It's like my death row meal. Is it the best thing I've ever had? I don't know. One of my best meals I've ever had was at a steakhouse in Jacksonville. And it's called Orsay. It's like an upscale steakhouse. We used to live right around it downtown. And it was steak frites. Steak and fries. But dude, it was so good. It might be one of the best meals I've ever had. I don't know. I have to think about that, Vince. I don't know what my all-time favorite meal is. One of my all-time favorite meals is something that my wife makes. It's jasmine rice, like curry chicken, and like a sriracha peanut sauce. It is incredible. She makes coconut rice out of the jasmine rice and then makes this peanut and sriracha sauce to go over the curry chicken. It's incredible. Yeah, that's a tip top of my list too. But anyway, I appreciate that, Vince. Cheers, man. Bubba Fett, what's up? Bubba Fett just says, "Yo, dog." What's up, dog? What's up, Bubba? Hope you're doing well, man. I appreciate the support this evening. Yo, dog. Family. Cheers, Bubba. Carter Lovejoy, thank you so much. Carter says, how's it been? I unfortunately got COVID today, and I'm going to be quarantining for a few days. Any good quarantine movie/show suggestions? Ooh, well, that's a bummer. Hopefully you don't get hit too hard. When I had it, I did try to quarantine. I quarantined for 5 days, and then on the 5th day, my daughter and wife tested positive. So, like, it was completely pointless for me to quarantine from them. They should have just immediately, like, just come around me to just get it over with and get it, you know? Yeah, for me, I really didn't have anything other than a cough, like, on the first day. I had like a really slight fever for like 5 hours when I got COVID the first day, and then it just went away, and I felt fine other than like a little cough. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't hit you too hard. But any movie or show suggestions? Ooh, I don't know if you're really into documentaries, but I'm a big fan of some space documentaries, space exploration, space race documentaries, and there's one that is so good. It's narrated by Gary Sinise. It's called When We Left Earth. It's like a 6-part discovery series. It's really well done. If you don't know anything about the space race, I highly recommend watching that. It's a good, fun, easy watch. A lot of great little interviews. It's the music is great too. It's just really well done. It's called When We Left Earth. I recommend watching that. I don't know if that's streaming anywhere, but I'm sure you could find it. Another one of my favorite movies I would suggest, and maybe you've seen it because you've heard me talk about it, or maybe you've just seen it because you've seen it. 127 Hours. with James Franco, the true story of Aaron Ralston. He got stuck out in Canyonlands National Park. His arm got trapped under a boulder. And it's just this true story of, the will to live, the fight to survive. And it's directed by Danny Boyle. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. I always recommend it to people. It's fantastic. So, yeah, that's a good start. When We Left Earth documentary series. And then 127 hours to get your fill of little real world survival story. But anyway, Carter, cheers, man. I appreciate that support. Hope you feel better. Hope it doesn't smack you too hard. And yeah, watch those. They're fun. They're fun. Anyway, cheers, man. Is that Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, the Arts Templar? Let's see. Pinocchio. Because one just came out before that, too, right? Is this live action or is this animated? Animated, okay. The other one was live action, right? Ewan McGregor. Oh, I thought Ewan McGregor was in the other one. So which one is Ewan McGregor in? Pinocchio. Yeah, I thought there was another one that came out. Maybe not. Pinocchio, A True Story came out last year. And it has Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore plays Pinocchio. All right, I gotta watch this trailer just to hear Pauly Shore's voice come out of Pinocchio. I'll watch that later. Anyway. Hell yeah, Catherine. She says Seinfeld is on Netflix if you want some 90s. I love Seinfeld. One of my all-time favorite shows. We used to watch it, like me and my family growing up. We used to watch it all the time. I just love it. I love it so much. Fantastic. Have you heard of the Seinfeld AI show? It's called Nothingness. What is it called? Nothing Forever. It's called Nothing Forever. Look it up. And I think it's streaming on Twitch. So there's this 24/7 live stream of quote unquote Seinfeld, and all of the dialogue is just generated by AI. All of the conversations are just generated by AI. All the graphics and the computer animation and stuff like that is just generated. It's weird. It's super weird. Look it up. Nothing Forever. It's just like really crude animation and just AI generated dialogue, and like all the characters just kind of walking around, sitting around, and it's just weird. It's weird, man. I mean, it's not something you'd want to sit down and watch a long time, but like give it 5 minutes and just see how it works, and it's weird. Where did it go? Where did that go? Where did it go? Where did it go? There we go. What's the plans? What's up, Sappy? What's the plans for spring/summer, Greedo? So we got a cabin. Well, we're going to Disney in a couple weeks. We got a hotel at the Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's kind of like a bucket list thing. We some of our family gave us a bunch of like Disney gift cards for Christmas. I gave my daughter that. Gave us that. And we were like, you know what? Otherwise we would never stay in this hotel because it's so expensive. So we're like, we're gonna kind of go all out, get this hotel, spend an entire day at the hotel because you can like walk around the zoo there and like they got trails and shit. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna, the next day we're gonna go to Magic Kingdom. So we got that coming up in a couple weeks. In March we have a cabin rented up in North Georgia. So me and my wife and my daughter are going to go to a cabin and do some hiking, and it'll be a good time. We try to do that as much as we can. And then in April, I have my cabin trip with my best friends. We try to do it every single year since we were like 18 years old. Now we're all late 30s. So it's almost like a 20-year tradition where we get a cabin and we spend like 4 days there and just playing drinking games and hanging out and catching up. And so yeah, those are the three big things on the horizon right now. All my leave got approved. Feels good. It feels good to have things to look forward to, right? Can you tell that I'm tired as hell? I didn't sleep much last night. I didn't sleep much the night before. I'm planning on going to bed early tonight. Oh yeah, I forgot they made a Halo show. I don't know anything about Halo. The only Halo game I've ever played is the very first Halo game ever. On the original Xbox. And I say play. I say the word play very loosely because the only thing I ever played on the very first Halo game on the original Xbox was couch multiplayer with my buddy. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know anything about that franchise. No, I didn't see Wakanda Forever. I don't really watch many Marvel movies, man. Minato, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the channel support. Minato says, Disney Plus reporting sub losses this quarter. Most companies are losing money in streaming. Should we call the call the streaming model experiment a failure? Yeah, it's weird. It's interesting to me, like, how is Netflix losing money? How does that work? I don't understand how. I don't know if you could call it a failure. Maybe they have to just figure out how to make it profitable. I don't know, because it's, when all the streaming stuff first started happening, I was really excited about it because, we cut cable. There was just so much unique stuff being made on all these platforms. And it was such a really neat and inventive idea. And I was 100% on board. Still am. I still am as a consumer of all this stuff. But I the one thing I don't like about it is how so much different content is on the different streaming platforms. It's like, you know, you used to pay what, like $100-something for cable back in the day, and you know, then I was like, oh man, $15 for Netflix, hell yeah. But then you got to get all these other streaming services, and before you know it, it's like the same amount of money as cable, and it completely defeats the purpose. So like, we're not really saving much money. I do a pretty good job of like cutting streaming services when we don't really have something that we're gonna watch on them. Right now we have Disney Plus and Netflix and HBO Max, but HBO Max we get for free through our cell phone provider. So really, we're paying for Netflix, Disney Plus, and then we're also paying for Hulu Live. So those three things are like over $100, you know. I don't know. I'm sure there's been a lot that are popping up and then they kind of fizzle out and fail. I really don't know. I don't know. Not every goddamn company needs a streaming service, right? Not every company needs a streaming service. Like CNN made a streaming service, and it went out under in like a month. They pulled the plug on it. Not every company needs a streaming service. I went to watch Yellowstone, and I thought it was on Paramount. So I went to look on Paramount, but the original Yellowstone show is not on there. The two spin-offs are on there. And I'm like, what the hell? So you got to sign up for a different streaming service to be able to watch the original Yellowstone show. But if you want to watch the spin-offs, you got to sign up for another streaming service. I don't know. Yeah. I don't really pay attention to the business side of things, Minato, especially when I don't have any skin in the game, but I think ultimately it's good. All of these platforms have their own, are able to make their own unique creative projects. I think that's ultimately been to the benefit of us as viewers, because without these streaming services, we probably would not have gotten all of these really unique shows and movies and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. John, once again, thank you so much. John says, my college classes just got canceled due to snow. Hell yeah. Congratulations. That's got to be a good feeling, man. That's got to be a good feeling. I grew up in Florida, so like I never knew what a snow day was. I never got to experience that snow day. But we have hurricane days. Like, schools will shut down a few days before a hurricane's supposed to smack. And then, we'll have like a week. We used to have like a week off during hurricane season or something like that whenever something was coming towards us. So I guess that's kind of similar. But that's fun, John. Just, I love when, these, like a plan that you have or some obligation that you have goes away and the entire day is now yours to do what you wish with. Isn't that just the best feeling? These like an entire day of obligations and classes and blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden it's gone and you can do whatever you want. Is that not the best feeling? What are you going to do, John? Do you even know what to do with yourself? I wouldn't. I'd probably just end up scrolling through YouTube. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Have fun with it. Minato, thank you so much once again. Minato says, sorry for always bringing up Disney Plus, but I had to troll you a bit after you said a few weeks back that Disney Plus was super profitable for Disney. Did I say that? Oh, I don't know. I don't know shit about shit when it comes to the numbers of these things. I would assume it. I would have assumed it was. Up until a couple streams ago, and maybe it was you or somebody else brought up the how it was not profitable. It's kind of mind-blowing that it isn't, right? I don't know how any of it works. But when you have millions of people subscribing to your service every month and they're paying, I don't know what it's up to now, like $10 a month. I don't understand how that constant monthly source of income, of revenue, doesn't turn you over a profit. I don't understand it. I mean, I understand that they're constantly producing these massive shows and movies. But in my dumb brain that knows nothing about finances or how any of this business works, in my brain, I'm like, oh, it's got to be profitable, right? No, apparently not. I guess maybe they have too much overhead. I have no idea. No idea. But no worries, Minato. Yeah, it's weird. I don't really pay attention to that kind of stuff. Again, just because it's out of my control and I have no skin in the game, and, you know, I'd like to see all these things get profitable, but they're still making content, still making movies and shows and stuff, and I don't know. Maybe it'll slow down. Anyway. I've only seen the first episode of Picard, Josh. The very first episode. You know me. I love Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's my Star Trek. I even watched an episode last night. And but I tried to watch Picard. It just wasn't for me. Which is fine. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it, and I just decided to you know, there's other things I'd rather watch, you know. No, Sapity, I know nothing about Warhammer. Nothing. Nothing about it. I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't tell you a character from Warhammer. I couldn't tell you anything about it. Names, factions, nothing. Nothing. I just know that they're just like, they wear big armor. That's about the extent of my Warhammer knowledge. You know what? Who was it that said they? Carter, are you still here? There's a show that is really funny, and it's done. I think they only did 2 episodes. We watched it. I think it was just 2 episodes. It's called Pin 15. It's hilarious, man. Pin 15. It's about. I think it hit me and my wife like it perfectly because these 2 women are our age, and they're playing themselves in the 90s when they were like in middle school. So the show takes place in the 90s when they're in middle school. These 2 adult women are playing like, I don't know, 13-year-olds, but everybody else in the show, all the other kids, are actual kids. And it's just raunchy and funny and heartfelt, and it's a really good show. If you're looking for something different, Pin 15. I wouldn't mind watching it again. It was a great show. It was a really good show. Yeah. Oscar Rodriguez, good to see you, man. Thank you so much for the channel support as well. Oscar says, as always, I'm late to this thing. How are you? Doing well, man. Just very tired. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm on the struggle bus right now. I'm trying to stay awake. But yeah, things are going good. We got some fun trips planned in the not too distant future. Working a lot. Yeah, same old, I suppose. My daughter is a hellion. Doesn't listen to anything. Doesn't help out at all. She is going through one hell of a phase. And it's exhausting. Any parents out there? She's almost 5 years old. She turns 5 in April. And yeah, man, I don't know what to do. She's a hellion for sure. Anyway, Oscar, things are good, man. I appreciate it. How are you? The Frightening Fours. Yeah, I guess you could call it that, right? Yeah, like people always said, the terrible twos. She was an angel when she was 2 years old. She's perfect. Now, at this age, almost 5 years old, holy shit. She is, she's something else, man. Yeah, she goes to dance. She goes to gymnastics. Catherine. Those are... We try to get her into soccer, but all she wants to do is like run and jump off stuff and she's a very active kid. She never stops moving, which is fun. We tried to get her into soccer thinking that she would like that, but she said she didn't want to play it. So, maybe in the future. But she likes going to her dance classes. And her gymnastics once a week. But yeah. Tan, thank you so much. Tan Production, member for 41 months. Tan says, just finished work on episode 306 a few hours ago. Voiced a droid, only 2 left. That is crazy, man. I wish I could hear it right now. That's insane. Hey, congratulations on all the success. What a dream. How do you even get that gig? Yeah, I can do the voice of a droid. That's so wild, man. Hell yeah. Whenever an episode comes out and you're in it, let me know. I'm gonna listen for it. I'm gonna be like, that's Tan. Yeah. Anyway. Cheers, man. Jim Nelson, thank you so much for the channel support. Jim says, excited for Dial of Destiny. I am. I haven't really... I've watched all the trailers, but I've only watched them once. And I'm trying to just kind of go into the movie, without a lot of just preconceived notions, without a lot of... I don't want to see too much, you know what I mean? I'm really excited for it. I hope it's not like a giant CGI fest. Some of the shots in the trailers kind of make me a little nervous that it's going to be over the top, like way over the top action. just CGI everywhere. You know, that's one of my biggest fears. Like, they go overboard with certain things, right? To me, at least. Like, less is more. Less is more. The sky doesn't always need to be falling. That's like my only fear right now. It looks fun. Also, I'm a big fan of oh my God, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, from Fleabag, fantastic show. So I'm excited to see her in the role, whatever role her character is. But yeah, I'm excited for it, man. I am excited for it. Crossing my fingers for sure. Oscar says, I just quit my job because they told me it's my job or my health. Guess what I choose? Well, what was it? I'm curious. How was that the ultimatum? It's my job or my health. My field of work is very, very unhealthy. I'm always surrounded by carcinogens and sick people, and yeah, only a matter of time. Oh yeah, you're to ask an Oscar. I'm union. I'm a member of the IAFF, International Association of Firefighters. Great organization. Oh, hell yeah, Minato. Minato, thank you so much for the channel support. Again, Minato says, this is a fun story. Minato says, please watch Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. So, we took our daughter to her first movie theater experience last weekend. You know, we just never thought, because she does not watch movies at home. It's not that we don't want her to. She just won't. She'll sit down for like 5 minutes and then she's back to just running around and throwing stuff and jumping off the furniture. And, you know, she wants to run around. She can't just sit. She can't just sit. So we were like, we've always been nervous that, are we going to just take her to the movies for her to just stand up in the first 10 minutes and want to leave? So we should have done this a long time ago. But we finally took her to her first movie, and it was Puss in Boots, The Last Witch. And she sat through it the entire time, munching on her popcorn, eating candy. Dude, when the movie started, the lights dimmed. The Universal logo came up. I wasn't even watching the movie. I was watching her, and I started to tear up. Like, she was experiencing, she had the biggest fucking bowl of popcorn, this bucket of popcorn on her lap, and she was watching the movie. She was watching a movie screen for the first time, and I started to tear up, and I was like, what a cool moment, watching my kid be a part of something that I love doing so much, you know. It was cool. But yeah, she loved the movie. The next day, we watched the first Puss in Boots movie, and she actually sat through that at home. And then now what she does now is she puts on like this witch hat, like a witch hat that she wore on Halloween. She puts that on. She wants me to put her superhero cape on that we got her for Christmas with her initial on the back of it, like a big, the first letter of her first name on the back of it. And then she swings around a sword that she got from the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World, and she pretends to be Puss in Boots. So now she's playing Puss in Boots, you know. She wants to listen to the soundtrack all the time on our drives. It's funny, man. But yeah, it was a cool experience. Really cool experience. I'm sure that'll fade though. Like she ping pongs from interest to interest so much. You know, one week she's super into Barbies, the next week she's super into Super Kitties on Disney Plus. The next week she's super into something else. You know, now she's into Puss in Boots. That's how it goes. I'm sure I was the same way, you know. What's up, AGR? And she into Marvel films? No, you know, she's not even 5 years old yet. She'll be 5 in April, so you know she's a little too young for that stuff. Eventually, she's gonna get. I mean, I'm not into the Marvel films, so but I want her to watch them. Maybe that'll be her thing, you know. I'm really excited to show her, obviously Star Wars, but I'm really excited to show her Harry Potter. Because those movies are just so fun and adventurous, and you know, especially like the first one. As a kid watching that movie, it's got to be such a fun trip, you know. That just sounds like a miserable individual uniqueness. Miserable man. You were super into Barney. What I was really into as a kid, I was really into the Ninja Turtles, obviously Star Wars. I watched a ton of like Nickelodeon shows like Hey Dude and Salute Your Shorts and Are You Afraid of the Dark and all those like live action shows that came out in the 90s. I was like really into those, you know. But other than like Ninja Turtles and Star Wars, when it comes to franchises, those were really the only two that I really was into, you know. I don't remember ever getting into Barney as a like a little kid. That's no fun. Uniqueness says, I remember having to help a complete drunk out of the theater, like pants falling off, slobbering, passed out, drunk. Never seen that in person before. I used to work at a brewery, pouring beers, and I have many stories and experiences dealing with that shit. Broke up multiple fights. The weirdest thing was the brewery had 2 floors. So, you know, if I wanted to go upstairs, you know, I get in the stairwell and I go upstairs. Well, I go to the stairwell and it's, I don't know, 10 o'clock at night. And I open the stairwell door and there's a guy standing there facing the door that I just opened with his dick out, pissing on the floor. He's just pissing in the stairwell. And I'm like, all right, man. All right, motherfucker. Time to leave. And kick him out. And then the joke, the funny thing was, oh, there were cameras in the stairwell. So we just watched the footage over and over again. You see me open the door and just sit there for a couple seconds staring at this guy while he's pissing. And he finishes pissing and I kick him out. It was like... Idiots, man. I've been very drunk in my life. I would never think to do that. But you can't walk to the exit that's 10 feet away from you and just go in the street. Or you can't walk, better yet, how about you walk the other way 10 feet and you go to the goddamn bathroom, right? Josh, nice. Cartoon Network was the best. Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab, Grim Adventures, Courage, Tom and Jerry, Powerpuff Girls, Teen Titans. Yeah, I actually turned Powerpuff Girls on for my daughter, and she was getting a little into it. I never really watched any of those shows other than Dexter's Lab. I don't know. Did they make new ones? I don't know. This was the 90s, so I'm not too sure. Yeah, hell yeah. Hey Arnold. All Real Monsters. Doug. Rugrats. There's a few other ones in there I'm sure I'm forgetting. I don't know what's on Cartoon Network nowadays. The only thing I know it for these days is Adult Swim, you know. When we lay in bed, we usually just turn on like Adult Swim. Maybe it's Bob's Burgers or Family Guy or something, and that's what we tend to fall asleep to. That's always been crazy to me, Uniqueness. I knew that movie theaters were busy on Christmas Day. Like, I always knew that was a thing that a lot of people went. I never understood it. Like, I've never once been to a movie on Christmas Day. It's like, I just want to stay in my PJs and bum around, you know? I've never understood the desire to go out and see a movie. Maybe it's people that like are from out of town. They want to just have some time away from their family or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah, I've never been to a movie on Christmas Day. I've never had a desire to do that. Josh, yeah, we've actually watched 3 episodes of The Last of Us. And we might watch one tonight. We're both very tired. And my wife is a little sick. So maybe we won't. We might end up just watching, like, I don't know, our daily episode of Good Mythical Morning and then crashing. All right, guys, we're at 1 hour on the dot. I just happened to look over and see that we are at 1 hour on the dot. Yeah, so I got a video. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to upload it tomorrow. It'll be a little divisive, but hey. Actually, the next 2 videos that I have being made are going to be kind of divisive. But it's all good. It's all conversation, right? No biggie. I don't know when the next time that I stream will be. What is today? Wednesday? It might be, well, probably not Friday. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. Either Friday or Saturday. I'll find some time to do a stream. I don't know when. Don't know what time. But, yeah. Anyway. All right, gang. That's it for me this evening. Thanks for hanging out. I'm tired. You can hear it on my voice. I'm ready for bed. But all right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for shooting the shit. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. That's it for me. Oop, wrong button. I clicked the wrong button. So what you're seeing on my screen or your screen was an accident. All right. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your morning, your evening, your afternoon, wherever you are on planet Earth. And I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya.